You are falling. Not through air, but through ice. Kilometer after kilometer, the world above you disappears into a frozen ceiling. No sound follows you. No light survives the descent. Only pressure, tightening like a fist that never opens. 29 kilometers down, the ice gives way, and suddenly, you are no longer falling. You are suspended in an ocean that has never seen the sun. There is no surface to reach, no horizon to guide you. Only darkness and a ceiling of ancient ice sealing you inside. And then the thought arrives. Not sudden, not loud, just quiet. You are not alone. In the vast silence of space, some worlds do not reveal themselves. They wait. This is David Planetborough, and tonight, we descend beneath the surface of Europa. From orbit, Europa looks calm, a pale sphere wrapped in reddish fractures, like veins beneath frozen skin. Smaller than our moon, locked in place, always facing Jupiter, as it completes an orbit every 3.5 days. But its surface tells a different story. It is too smooth. Worlds are meant to remember their scars. Craters, mountains, the slow accumulation of time. Europa forgets. Something beneath it keeps erasing the past. The first clue came from NASA's Galileo spacecraft. Not an image, not a sound. A magnetic disturbance, as if something beneath the ice was conducting electricity. Something vast, something liquid. An ocean. The cracks across Europa stretch for hundreds of kilometers. Some regions look broken, rearranged, refrozen incorrectly, as if the surface shattered and something below tried to rebuild it. But Europa lives in deep cold, nearly 670 million kilometers from the sun. Temperatures drop to -160 degrees Celsius. It should be frozen solid. It isn't. Because Jupiter does not let it rest. Gravitational forces stretch and compress the moon again and again. A slow, relentless kneading that generates heat from within for billions of years. Enough to keep an ocean alive. An ocean perhaps 100 kilometers deep, holding more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. Hidden. In 2025, NASA's Juno spacecraft confirmed the scale of the ice above it. 29 kilometers thick. A barrier. A prison. Radiation bombards the surface, creating chemicals that could support life if they could reach the ocean below. But the ice is thick. The cracks are shallow. The ocean should be isolated. And yet, Europa exhales. In 2012, the Hubble Space Telescope saw something unexpected. Plumes. Columns of water vapor rising hundreds of kilometers into space. Years later, scientists realized something else. Galileo had likely flown straight through one. The evidence had been there all along. Europa is not sealed. It is breathing. And that changes everything. Because you do not need to drill through kilometers of ice. You only need to pass through the spray, to taste the ocean. But the surface is deadly. Radiation levels are extreme, enough to destroy organic material in hours. Any trace of life is erased before it can be studied. If something exists, It exists below, in the dark. And the conditions are familiar. On Earth, life thrives without sunlight. At hydrothermal vents, entire ecosystems survive on chemical energy alone. Europa may not have active volcanoes, but there is another possibility. A quiet process called serpentinization. Rock reacting with water, producing hydrogen, producing heat. Enough to feed life. Enough to sustain it for billions of years. In 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope detected carbon dioxide on Europa's surface. Not from space, from below, from the ocean. Then, in October 2024, NASA launched Europa Clipper, a mission built to search for answers. It will arrive in 2030. It will pass Europa 49 times. Some flybys just 25 kilometers above the surface, close enough to pass through the Plumes. And then we will know. Because the truth is unsettling either way. If Europa is empty, then life may be far rarer than we ever imagined. But if something is there, even a single cell drifting in that endless darkness, then life did not begin once. It began twice. And that means the universe is not silent. It is waiting. Europa continues its orbit, unchanged, unbothered. Beneath 29 kilometers of ice, something may have been alive long before humanity ever looked up at the stars. And now, we are finally listening.